for Newton. Batting first, the second baseman,
And leading off for the Newton Rebels will be the second baseman, number 2, Jack Sigris.
Boy, he's been a great leadoff hitter, the Wichita State product. He knows how to get on base, uses the field well, and he's definitely been a spark plug to this offense.
Leading off the Newton Rebels.
A ball here. Once again, we are in Mulvane, Kansas. I'm really surprised that we're having a ball game as much as it rained in Wichita.
Yeah, for some of those that don't know, it rained this afternoon here, and they had to push the game back, of course, and you guys all know that. But you should have seen it when it first came here. We should have probably taken a video of that, Frank. It was pretty bad. They did a good job.
Well, at my house in Park City, which is about a good 20 miles away or so, it just poured down. We probably had a good 3 inches in about less than 20 minutes.
Right, and that's what they had out here, 20 minutes of rain and puddles all over.
Count is 1 ball, 1 strike now to Sigris. And there's Alex Jacobs hitting the outside corner for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Sigris.
And one thing about Sigris, he can take the ball the opposite way probably better than anybody on the team right now.
That one missing for ball 2. 2-2 now the count to Jack Sigris.
I like watching his 2-strike approach. He getting on top of the plate there.
Swing and a miss there by Sigris as he goes down swinging for out number 1. And Alex Jacobs records his first strikeout of the ball game. It's going to bring up the shortstop number 1, Andrew Brotman.
Shortstop number 1, Andrew Brotman.
Andrew's been, he's starting to get it back a little. He's starting to hit the ball a little harder, more firm. Now he's putting the ball in play more than he was. Let's say a week ago, and that's one thing I like to see. He got a lot of potential.
First pitch right on the outside corner. Called strike 1. Count is no balls, 1 strike now to Andrew Brutman.
And we definitely have a good view to see how the catcher is setting up, and they're definitely pitching away. And the umpire's probably giving a good ball away, so the players need to adjust to that.
That one missing low and outside, so the count will now go to 1 ball, 1 strike. Beautiful evening here in Mulvane, Kansas. It really has cleared up. Once again, the game was pushed back. That one fouled up into center field. Center fielder coming in. That's Tyler Push making the catch for out number 2.
And Frank, I'll tell you what's amazing too. 2 straight days we've seen that flag just similar. I don't know if people can see it in the background there, but it's dead. There's hardly any wind.
Now batting for the Newton Rebels will be the first baseman, number 21, Lincoln Andrews. Andrews is up, and we just get started. The ball hit into the gap between first and second. So Andrews will be on with his first hit of the ball game. So a base hit by Andrews puts him at first base, and a bring up the right fielder, number 23, Joey Martinez.
I like that approach by Andrews right there. I mean, just the first pitch right there in his zone. He swings at it, and he's been probably one of the, if not the hottest hitter the last 2 weeks on the Rebels.
So we have a runner on at first base with 2 down now here in the top half of the first inning as we're just now underway. That one was low for ball 1. 1-0 now the count to right fielder number 23, Joey Martinez. Pitch just missing low for ball 2. That one was right down the middle. We just missed a lower.
Just a little low. Like I said, we have a great view right here, people. I mean, you can't beat this view, right? We're right on top of them.
And here's Jacob's pitch. That one fouled off to the right-hand side. It's going to be out of play along the first base side.
That City of Mulvane foul ball is worth a quarter if it's returned to Kathy Beverage.
Tell you, Frank, you're right. It's a beautiful evening out here. It's not hot, or it's no air conditioner, so we don't need that out here. So it's beautiful.
And here's the count at 2-1. That one hit into center field. Center fielder backing up, going way back, maybe at the tracks, and it is. He gets under it, makes the catch. A Tyler Push for out number 3. Well hit ball there by Joey Martinez, right in front of the 375-yard marker.
Yeah, Push did a great job turning around. Yeah, you could tell he hit right off the crack of the bat. A good read. It turns around right at the warning track, catches it.
So the top half of the first inning for the Newton Rebels, they scored no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 1/2 inning play, it's the Rebels 0 and the Patriots coming to bat. And we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer for tonight's game, joined along by General Manager Mark Cavella. Leading off for the Mulvane Patriots will be the center fielder, number 15, Tyler Push. And pitching tonight for the Newton Rebels will be number 40, Jacob Linneman.
It's going to be interesting, Frank, because he had a rough out in the last start against the Derby Twins, and they roughed him up a little. He went through, I think, 60-some pitches first 2 innings. So hopefully, Jacob has it together this time, and has learned from it and worked on his bullpens and everything, and see what he does against Mulvane tonight.
So Tyler Push is up there. And here's the first pitch. That one hitting the outside corner. Nice pitch there by Linneman as the count goes to no balls, 1 strike. Once again, we are in Mulvane, Kansas. No score so far as we are in the bottom half of the first inning. It was 1, 2, 3, 4. Batters up in the top half of the first inning as Lincoln Andrews had a base hit in that top half of the first inning, but he was left stranded at first base. The count will go now to 1 ball, 1 strike to Tyler Push. And Jacob Linneman's pitch. That one fouled off to the left-hand side, third base side, and the count will now go to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Defense playing normal depth right now with 2 strikes. They'll back up just a little.
Stepping out is Tyler Push, now ready to go. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Push. And here's Linneman's pitch. Breaking ball, hit in the outside corner. Call strike 3 for out number 1. And the first strikeout recorded by Jacob Linneman.
We have a warning. Push said something to him about that strike. I mean, that's and what we've seen so far, Frank. He is calling that outside, like I said before, about a ball away. He's calling that. Each team's going to have to adjust to that.
Yeah. Coming in now will be the second baseman, number 2, Brett Hawkins. And here's the pitch. That one just missing outside for ball 1. 1-0 dial the count to Hawkins. Swing and a miss there by Hawkins. That will even up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Hawkins comes in batting .338 as he is 21 for 62, has 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. That one called strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Hawkins. And Linneman's doing a great job of getting ahead of the batters here.
Like I said, right now, a lot better outing than last time.
That one popped into a left field. Left fielder Hockett moves back just a couple steps, gets under it, makes the catch for out number 2. And that'll bring up the catcher number 10, Kobe Standard.
Brings up the catcher from Mulvane, number 10, Kobe Standard.
So we have 2 down here now in the bottom half of the second inning. Linneman's first pitch to Standard is strike 1. That one was right down the middle.
Now, I like the pace Linneman has right now. He seems like he's in control. He looks good right now.
Fastball hit in center field. Center fielder backing up. That's Kassane getting under it, making a catch for out number 3. So the bottom half of the first inning for the Mulvane Patriots, they scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 1 inning play, we have no score, and we'll be right back. Oh, wait a minute. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the top half of the second inning here in Mulvane as the Patriots are taking on your Newton Rebels. We're going to the top half of the second inning. Leading off for the Rebels will be the designated hitter number 17, Enzo the Boom Bonventry.
Enzo yesterday was 1 for 3, but he scored 2 times.
Yeah, he had a great ball game yesterday. There was a breaking ball just missing outside for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes now to Bonventry as he leads off the top half of the second inning. No score so far here in the ball game. We hope you join in. There's a hard hit ball into left field. That may be... It is a foul ball, boy.
Wow. I thought that might have cleared it.
Yes, it might have cleared it. That was right down the line. Keith Kinkley is right on the foul line.
Because it's not where it landed as if it went around the pole there, and it looked like it was just curling around.
Well, now you know why we call him the Boom Bonventry. Boy, he got a hold of that one. It just went foul.
Wow.
Just by inches, by the way.
The Boom from Detroit, Michigan. He's a 3-year guy from Lake Erie College here.
So the count is 1 ball, 1 strike now. Swing and a miss there by Bonventry. The count now goes to 1-2. Boy, Bonventry looks for 1 pitch and 1 pitch only, and he got it that second pitch and hit it out of here, but just foul. So the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Another breaking ball missing inside. That will even up the count now at 1 ball and 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And when he hits solid, it does go boom, doesn't it? I mean,
it sure does. He hit that solid. You could tell it was gone. I just didn't know whether it was going to be fair or foul there. That one missing as it's into the ground. So that will take the count full now at 3-2.
A little excitement.
They've been kind of getting Bonventry on some breaking pitches.
Well, that's after 3 years, a lot of the teams, they know how to pitch him, but he's still doing a good job.
Bonventry batting .347 here in the series, in this season. That ball hit to the shortstop. Is able to go to first base, but threw the first baseman off. Parish was able to come down with the ball and tag out Bonventry at first base. So a 6-3 put out for the first down. Will bring up the third baseman, number 3, Lachlan Ross.
And Ross had another good game yesterday. I mean, he was 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and a walk. Like I said, he's a good base hitter. He'll use the field.
Breaking ball in here for call strike 1 as Alex Jacobs for the Mulvane Patriots starts his second inning with 1 down here in the top half of the second inning. And here's the pitch. That one hit foul for the first base side.
Please return that City of Mulvane foul ball to Kathy Beveridge for a quarter.
Lachlan Ross comes in batting .365 as he's been up to bat 41 times, has 15 hits. That fastball missing high for ball 1. So the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Lachlan Ross. Here in the top half of the second inning, no score for those of you just joining us. Breaking ball missing low for ball 2. That will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Ross, I mean, he's been a consistent hitter. I mean, since day one, he's been one of the most consistent hitters, I think, on the Rebels team.
That one hit into right field. The right fielder, Zimmerman, bat moving to his left, makes a catch for out number 2. So that will bring up for the Newton Rebels the left fielder, number 30, Ricky Hockett.
Hockett had a pretty good game, too, yesterday. I mean, 2 for 4.
Ricky Hockett.
With a run scored. And like I said, he's that big RBI. So, I mean, Ricky can play. He can play offense and defense.
That first pitch to Hockett misses outside for ball 1. Defensively for the Mulvane Patriots, Parish at first, Hawkins at second. DeVille is at shortstop.
Yeah, Hockett started his college career at Kansas Wesleyan, and now he's at Friends University.
Mackey is at third base. Left fielder is Searing. Center fielder Push. Right fielder Zimmer, correction. And then catching, standard and pitching is Jacobs. 3-0 now the count. That one called strike 1. Count goes to 3 balls, 1 strike now to Ricky Hockett, the left fielder for the Newton Rebels. As we are in the top half of the second inning, 2 down. Swing and a miss there by Hockett. That one was an outside pitch that Hockett,
ball 4 right there.
Jacob made Hockett chase. So the count will go full now at 3-2.
Yeah, Ricky needs to stay with his approach.
That one missing outside for ball 4. So Hockett will be on at first base, as that is the second base runner on base here in the ball game for the Newton Rebels. It's going to bring up the catcher, number 15, Hibiki Uchi.
Now batting for Newton, the catcher, number 15, Hibiki Uchi.
Hibiki yesterday, I mean, he had 2 hits yesterday, but he also had that batter's interference, which was a tough call right there. But he did a good job yesterday.
That one missing low for ball 1. 1-0 now the count to Hibiki Uchi.
And I like that hit that he had down left field. I mean, that was a shot. I mean, he like I said, he's starting to use that field a little more.
Well, he's got very good control of his bat, that's for sure. That's one thing we have noticed about him. A swing and a miss there by Uchi. A throw down to first base. Back safely is Hockett. So the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike now to Hibiki Uchi.
That's one thing about this league, Frank. There's going to be a lot of close games, and especially this month. Teams are getting accustomed to each other.
Breaking ball, but stays up high for ball 2. 2-1 now the count to Uchi.
And I think the hitters are starting to get used to the wood bats. I mean, if you notice that, there's more solid contact.
Here's Jacobs' pitch. That one missing outside, so the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike.
All right, got to be there, 1-5, got to be there.
So it's going to be pretty exciting these last 3 weeks of the season. I mean, it's, we stopped the 31st.
Nice. That one hit to the right side. That's going to be in for a base hit by Uchi. Stopping at second base will be Hockett. Nice job by Uchi.
Yeah, big old smile right there.
Yep. It's going to bring up the center fielder, number 14, Sam Cassane.
Now batting for Newton, the center fielder, number 14, Sam Cassane.
Cassane was 0 for 3 yesterday, and he's still, getting his timing down. He's struggled a little, but he's a good hitter.
He led off one game and then got moved back down to the 9th spot where he's been batting most of the season. That first pitch is low for ball one. Once again, we have runners at first and second. Hockett at second. Uchi at first. With 2 down here in the top half of the second inning, no score. That one missing inside, and there goes the runner, Hockett.
Oh, he got hit?
And it did get hit.
Yeah, he did hit.
He did hit him, so he will be on at first base. Hockett was taken off on the pitch and reached third base safely. But that's all for none because hit by pitch was Cassane. That's going to bring up the second baseman, number 2, Jack Sigris.
And here's the thing, Frank. One thing about the Rebels that we talked about is that we have to make sure that, when they're coming out here, they're getting better as they go. But two of the criticisms I've had is that, the 2-out hitting, and also situational hitting, I think you and I have talked about. And this is a great opportunity right now, top of the leadoff, top of the order right now. And Sigris comes up with the bases loaded.
So Sigris is up. The first pitch to him is ball one. We'd like to say hi to the Sigrises, Steve and Catherine. Jack has 2 siblings, Robert and Claire. So if you're listening in, we welcome you to the telecast and hope you're enjoying the ball game.
Sigris had a tough game yesterday going 0 for 4, but I tell you, the teammates picked him up with the win, and I think he cares more about that W than anything.
That one, a breaking ball in there for strike 2. A nice pitch there by Alex Jacobs. So the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base is full now for the Newton Rebels here in the top half of the second inning. Well, there is 2 down here in the top half. That breaking ball just missing outside, so that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's like Sigris just put it in play. It's a line drive or a C&I single.
Here's the pitch. That one fouled off right back at you. What did you duck for?
That's reaction.
We have a fence between us. We got a fence right here.
I know, yeah. I mean, that's like, whoa. I didn't know if it was down there.
How long have you played ball?
It's been a long time since I played.
Well, to be honest with you, that was more at you than it was at me. I didn't even flinch. But that's only because I'm a lot older than you are. That one fouled off to the right-hand side, heads up.
No, I mean,
my reaction time is probably a little bit slower than yours.
I don't know. I've been around throwing BP and things like this, and last few years where you get behind that L screen.
Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Jack Sigris, as there is 2 down here in the top half of the second inning. And here's the pitch. Fastball once again fouled off by Sigris. A good at bat there for Jack Sigris so far, as he's really up there protecting that plate with 2 strikes.
Yeah, and that ball going straight back. It seems like he has the timing down.
Brotman on deck with Andrews in the hole. There is 2 down here in the top half of the second. No score yet for either team. Here's the pitch. A breaking ball missing inside, so the count will go full now at 3-2. And I'm laughing at Hibiki Uchi, who went running back at second base, and I have no idea why, but he overran second base and hustled back to touch the base again. Runners will be taken off as there is 2 down, and the bases are loaded, and there is a full count. So runners will be taken off on the pitch, and here they go. striking ball. Swing and a miss there by Jack Sigris as he goes down swinging for out number 3. And that is the second strikeout recorded by Alex Jacobs. So the top half of the second inning for the Newton Rebels. They scored no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base. At the end of 1.5, we have no score, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. We have no scores so far here in the ball game.
I tell you, it's great. You come to the ballpark, you've been coaching long. One of my ex-players, Sean Bennett, played for me at Friends years ago. Matter of fact, part of the 2004 championship team and 2006 there. And there he is, and it's nice to see that.
Leading off the bottom half of the second inning for the Mulvane Patriots.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Mulvane Patriots.
Will be left fielder number 25.
Number 25, the left fielder, Jackson Searing.
Jackson Searing will be coming up to the plate to lead off things for the Patriots here in the top half of the second inning. Once again, if you're just now joining us, we have no score as we're in the bottom half of the second inning.
Searing was 1 for 4 in last night's game against the Rebels.
And here's a Linderman's pitch. That one missing inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count now to Searing.
Like I said, I was very impressed with Lindemann there that first inning. He probably threw, 10 pitches maybe?
Yeah, most scoreboards have a pitch count. This one here doesn't. That one missing just outside, so the count will go to 2 balls and no strikes. Excuse me here. I've got to turn that up a little bit so I can hear you. 2-0 now the count to Searing. And here's Lindeman's pitch. That one missing low as it goes back to the fence area. And here at this ballpark, we have a cement wall. Most of the places are fenced. This one here's got a cement wall, so if the ball gets away, you're not going to know which way that ball is going to bounce, and then it's going to bounce hard back to the, most likely back to the catcher.
And runners on third base need to know that if it's pass ball.
Yeah. That one missing for ball 4. So Searing will be on 4 pitches. As that is the first base runner on the base path for the Mulvane Patriots.
How about him for Mulvane?
Going to bring up the first baseman, number 19, Easton Parish. So Parish coming up. He comes in batting .222 as he's 6 for 27 so far this season, and he has 2 RBIs. He has a runner on at first base with no outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. And he squares around the bunt. He pulls back and is missing for ball 1. And Hibiki Uchi looks back at the home plate umpire and wants to know where that was at. One thing that Uchi does is he lets that umpire know exactly where that pitch is at. That one in there for strike 1. So the count will even up now at 1 ball, 1 strike.
He will stick it out there. He'll just stick it there for probably about a second longer than most catchers.
He frames it, that's for sure. 1-1 now the count to Parish. Runner on at first base with no outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. And here's the pitch. That one in there for strike 2 right at the knees.
Now, it looks like Parish didn't play yesterday's game.
So Parish is up there, and he's got a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here Lindeman's pitch. A swing and a miss there by Parish as he goes down swinging for out number 1 here in the bottom half of the second inning. That is the second strikeout recorded by Jacob Linneman.
I think Linneman here had a little change-up action right there. I mean, took something off of it. And like I said, quite a bit drop right there.
It's going to bring up the third baseman, number 12, Jack Mackey. Mackey now up for the Mulvane Patriots. Mackey came in to sub yesterday, I believe.
Right.
I think it was in the fifth inning.
So I think he went 0 for 2.
Yeah, 0 for 2 as he struck out and the fielder's choice.
A lot of them struck out yesterday with Bravo.
Count is no balls, 1 strike now to Mackey. There goes the base runner to second base. The throw down to second. They're going to get him in time. A great throw there by Hibiki Uchi. And Brotman was covering.
Beautiful throw. Beautiful.
Right on the first base side. And all Brotman had to do was wait for the Searing to slide into him for the second out. So a 2-6 put out for out number 2. That went into the ground. So that is a ball. Usually, it was 1 ball, 2 strikes.
As a coach, Frank, I mean, I'd say you usually have your stopwatch with you. I'd like to see what the pop time was on that because he had he got that ball and got rid of it quick. Perfect throw.
Jacob Linneman, here's his pitch. That one inside for ball 2. Count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Jack Mackey, who's playing third base here this evening for the Mulvane Patriots. 2 outs here in the bottom half. No score so far if you're just now joining us. That one fouled off to the third base side. Goes not quite into the parking lot.
Cafe Beverage. It's worth
which I'm glad for.
Tell you right now, Uchi feels right now catching back-to-back games.
Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, and here's Linneman's pitch. That one hit to the shortstop. Brotman comes up, throwing to first base for out number 3. So a 6-3 put out for the third out. Bottom half the second inning for the Mulvane Patriots. They scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 2 innings of play, we have no score, and we'll be right back. All right, we welcome you back. For some reason, we lost connection again. Hopefully, you're joining us. Swing and a miss there as Joey Martinez goes down swinging for out number 2. Started off top half the third inning for the Newton Rebels. We had Brotman hit to the second baseman, a 4-3 put out. And then Lincoln Andrews came up and got his second base hit of the ball game. He's standing at first base. Martinez just struck out for out number 2. That's going to bring up the designated hitter number 17, Enzo the Boom Bonventry. First pitch is low and outside for ball 1. It was into the ground.
And the one thing I think Enzo right now, he's kind of in a zone where he's a lot more patient than he was that first week or so. I think he was so anxious to get up there and hit the ball, but he's letting balls go that, he might have swung at before.
Okay, I'm checking YouTube to make, YouTube. All right, shows that we are back live again. We apologize. For some reason, we're getting kicked off. Up to bat now is Lachlan Ross. Bonventry just walked, and he's now standing at first base. Andrews is on at second base as he reached on a base hit. Count is no balls, 1 strike now to Ross. We have 2 down here in the top half of the third inning with no score. That one missing outside, so that will even up the count now at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Right now, just get a good pitch. You have a runner in scoring position. Just get a good pitch. Probably have to go with it to the right side. That's where he's pitching away right now.
Ross flew out to the right fielder his first time at the plate. That one also hit to the right side, but that's going to be out of play. So that will now take the count now to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's another City of Mulvane foul ball. Please return that to Kathy for a quarter.
And we apologize to our fans for losing track of you, but for some reason we got kicked off again. But we're back live, hopefully. And the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Lachlan Ross. Now fastball hitting the corner. In there for strike 3 as Ross took it for the 3rd out of the inning.
And Frank, like I said, they're pitching away, and sometimes if you're having trouble going away with it, get on the plate. Get on the plate and take that away. Make them come inside or whatever, but most pitchers won't. So you got to take that outside pitch, and you have to go with it.
So top half of the 3rd inning for the Newton Rebels. They scored no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 2.5, we have no score, and we'll be right back.
Church Plus.
And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. No scores here so far. Leading off for the Patriots, shortstop number 9, Kobe DeVille. First pitch by Lindeman's in there for call strike 1.
DeVille from Broomfield, Colorado. Been up there a few times.
DeVille comes in batting 196. As he has been up to bat 51 times, has 10 hits, 1 home run, and 5 RBIs. That pitch missing low for ball 1.
Hey, 6'3", 180. I didn't. Tall kid.
Yeah, I can tell he's tall because we're up here on the 2nd level,
Yeah.
And he's about as tall as my eyesight right now. So 1-1 now the count. That ball missing outside and low for ball 2. 2-1 now the count.
No, I'm impressed with Lindeman right now. I mean, compared to what we first saw over there at the Derby game, and he's definitely made some corrections and adjustments, and he's looking good.
So 2 balls, 1 strike now. Here's the pitch missing high for ball 3. 3-1 now to DeVille. And that's one thing that we definitely don't want to do, and that gets base runners on early. So 3 balls, 1 strike now to DeVille. And here's the pitch. That one in right across the knees for strike 2. So we go full now at 3-2. Once again, we hope you rejoin us. We've got knocked off twice for some reason and really don't know why. But we're able to get right back on. That one missing low for ball 4. So DeVille will be on with a base on balls. And it will bring the designated hitter number 6, Matt Abshire.
That brings up for the Patriots the designated hitter number 6, Matt Abshire.
So Abshire is coming up to the plate. His first time here in the ball game. Designated hitter in the 8 spot.
Yeah, the catcher is from Rain, Louisiana, 5'10", 170.
Fastball that's popped up into the right first base side. That goes off the... They have a roof here on the dugouts. Went right off the roof.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting roof that they have there.
As Lincoln Andrews went all the way to the dugout and was not able to get that. So the count goes to no balls, 1 strike. Now to Matt Abshire. DeVille on at first base as he just walked here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Once again, there is no score if you're just now joining us here in the ball game. Here's Lindeman's pitch ball. Hit to shortstop. Shortstop Brotman goes to second. And now over to first. Not going to be in time. So there's a forced out at second base.
Yeah, it was a close play there at second,
Brotman
too.
to Sigris. So a 6-4 put out for out number 1. And Abshire reaches on a fielder's choice. I will bring up the right fielder, number 11, Bryce Zimmer.
I was going to say, Frank, I think Broutman and Sigris, they're getting comfortable with each other, getting to know each other at where the ball needs to be and all that at shortstop and second.
So Zimmer is first time up at the plate. That pitch missing outside for ball 1. 1-0 now the count to Zimmer.
Yeah, Zimmer came into the game late yesterday also.
Yeah. Abshire on at first base as he reached on the fielder's choice on the put out at second base. 1-0 now the count. That one missing high and outside for ball 2. Lindeman's got some pretty good pop on that fastball.
And some movement too.
Good movement. That was exactly what I was just getting ready to say. That thing was moving away from the batter. Left-handed batter, that is, for Zimmer, correction. And here's the pitch. That one right across the knees for call, strike 1. So the count is 2 balls, 1 strike now to Zimmer.
You talk about Lindeman. He's from Burlington, Wisconsin, 6'3". He's 6'3", 214, so he's a big guy himself.
That one just missing outside. So the count will go to 3 balls and 1 strike.
Again, he's a school, Wichita State.
Yeah, we'd like to say hi to Jacob Lindeman's parents, Rod and Kathy Lindeman. Has 2 siblings, Jared and Ryan. If you're watching, I'd like to say hi to you from Jacob. Count is full now at 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. And here's Lindeman's pitch. That one just missing low for ball 4. So Lindeman records his 2nd walk of this inning. So now Abshire will be on at second base. Zimmer will be on at first base.
Tyler Push.
And that's going to bring up the center fielder, number 15, Tyler Push.
And I like how Uchi goes out there. He calls time, go out there, talk to him, settle him down. You got to run his person saying, got 1 out. Let's get out of this and get back to what he was doing earlier.
So Uchi goes out to talk to Lindeman. And there is still 1 down here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Runners on at first and second with no score here in the ball game so far. Hope you're enjoying the telecast. Don't forget to tell your friends and family members to come watch the Newton Rebels on Newton KS Rebels channel. That one looked like it was right across the knees.
I think Uchi held that for maybe 3 seconds, longer than he usually does, Frank.
Yep. That one right across the knees, it looked like, and Coach Clark is asking home plate umpire exactly where was that pitch. The count is 1 ball, no strikes. Now to Tyler Push. And here's Lindeman's pitch. That one fouled off to the right-hand side. That's going to be fouled and into, there's some kids playing right directly behind us here on the first base side. That one went into their field area. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike now to Push. He struck out his first time at the plate as he led off the ball game for the Mulvane Patriots in the bottom half of the 1st inning. 1-1 the count. And here's the pitch. That one fouled off to the third base dugout. And the count now goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. We've got a great crowd here in Mulvane.
Oh, yeah.
As the Mulvane, Kansas folks are out to watch a ball game. Watch their Patriots as they face your Newton Rebels.
And they've done a great job through the years, always, represented Mulvane well, especially in the World Series. Got a great program.
Here's the pitch. Now swing and a miss there by Push as he goes down for out number 2. A great pitch there by Jacob Lindeman as he had Push chasing that one. That was just a little bit outside.
It's the second
So that is the second out of the inning. And that is the third strikeout recorded by Linneman. That's going to bring up the second baseman, number 2, Brett Hawkins. Runners on at first and second with 2 down here in the bottom half of the third inning. No score. Fastball just missing low for ball 1. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, right here. This big right here, because what's going on, it's the second time in the lineup now that they're seeing Linneman, and we'll see what kind of adjustments they make and what kind of adjustments Linneman makes.
Hawkins flew out to left field. The last time that gets away from the catcher, Hibiki Uchi, but no throw down to third base as Abshire moves to third base. Zimmer stays at first base. That one just got right by Uchi. The count is 2 balls, no strikes now to Brett Hawkins. So we do have a force out at second base, and then the regular out at first that the Rebels can get. That one hit to the third base side. Third baseman, he bobbles the ball, and that's going to be an error on Ross. He was moving to his left nicely, just went right out of his glove, so a run will score from third base as Abshire comes in, and Hawkins is on with an error to the third baseman.
And right there, what he didn't watch the ball into the glove. You know, you're supposed to watch it into your glove. That's what we always preach. And then just like he glanced up, I don't know, to look the runner or something, there's something glance, and the ball just hit the tip of his glove and bounced out. But, yeah, tough play.
So that's going to bring up the catcher number 10, Kobe Standard.
And I was going to say it's a good move that's for us is that Zimmer did not get to second on that pass ball or whatever you want to call wild pitch pass ball, because he would have been at third base right now. So
ball 1 now. There's a ball missing outside, so the count goes to 2-0 now to Kobe Standard. Zimmer is on at second base. Hawkins is on at first on that error to the third baseman, Ross. 2 down here in the bottom half of the third to score 1-0 in favor of Mulvane. That one just missing inside as that tails towards the batter. So 3-0 now the count. Jacob Linneman working hard here this inning to get out of the inning, and it's always tough when you give them 4 outs.
Right. He could have got out of that easy, too, but just the way baseball is.
There's a swing and a miss there by Kobe Standard, and the count goes to 3 balls, 1 strike. He was swinging on that 3-0 count. He was looking for one pitch.
And the thing is, the one pitch is it's not by your shoulders usually, you know, so I don't know. He just...
Here's the pitch. That one missing outside for ball 4. So Linneman records his third base on balls here in this inning. So that takes Zimmer to third base, Hawkins to second, and Standard to first base.
25, Jackson Searing.
Brings up the left fielder, number 25, Jackson Searing.
Like I said, Searing is 1 for 4 yesterday.
And there's 2 down here in the bottom half of the third. 1-0 is the score. There's a ball hit in the left field, but that's going to be foul.
Now, you might want to look at Linneman. Right now, he's getting the ball up. I mean, if you notice that he's missing up, and that was definitely up, Frank, and top part of the zone.
Yeah, Ziering was able to turn on that, but too quickly as that one went foul. So bases are loaded with 2 down here in the bottom half of the first. 1-0 in favor of Mulvane. As Linneman's trying to get out of this inning, there's a pitch right across the letters on the outside corner. The count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. And Searing has a few words for home plate umpire.
Well, and actually, he missed the spot. You know, he was kind of setting up inside. Now we're going back out.
Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Call strike 3 as he hits the outside corner for the third out. And the bottom half of the third inning for the Mulvane Patriots, they score 1 run on no hits, 1 error, and 3 left on base. At the end of 1 inning play, it is the Mulvane Patriots 1 and the Newton Rebels 0, and we'll be right back.
At the top of the fourth, the left fielder, number 30, Ricky Hockett.
And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, as we go to the top half of the fourth inning. I'm joined now by Friends University head coach Adam Nisus. We welcome you here to Mulvane as you come to watch the low ball game, huh?
I did. Thanks for having me, Frank.
Well, we got some of your players on the Newton Rebels team. Gillick, and we have Kyle Landwehr. The ball hit hard to the third baseman, not going to be able to handle it as he goes over to first base, not going to be in time as Ricky Hockett reaches, and I'm sure that will be an error. A hard hit ball, but not picked up in time there by the third baseman. It's going to bring up the catcher, number 15, Hibiki Uchi.
Number 15.
Have you had a chance to watch them in action at all?
I have actually. I've been out to quite a few games this summer. There's not much summer baseball going on, so you gotta go out when you get a chance, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, that is correct. And that is fouled off there by Hibiki Uchi. As we have a little situation baseball going on here with a runner on at first base. Sorry about that, Adam. I'm trying to get my other computer up here. Okay, Hibiki Uchi up with no outs here in the top half of the fourth inning as the Rebels are down 1-0 to the Mulvane Patriots. That one missing outside as the count goes to 1-1 strike. So Kyle Landwehr pitched here recently. Gillick.
Yeah, Zach
Gillick got a save the other night.
He's had a good summer so far, and he's a confidence guy. We really like him. He's a redshirt freshman for us this year.
Well, Hockett tried to steal base and got thrown out, so 2-4 to put out for out number one. The count goes to 1-2 strikes now to Hibiki Uchi. Yeah, the last I saw on the standings for stats, Gillick had 22 strikeouts, and I think he got one more on that save the other day. There's a ball hit to the right-hand side. That's going to be caught by the right fielder for out number two. And he had like 22 strikeouts, and at one time that was leading the league. Of course, Zach Bravo last night went in with 25 strikeouts and had 14 strikeouts last night.
Heck of a game last night by Bravo. Yeah, Zach got a bunch of strikeouts early in his first 2 or 3 appearances, and kind of been doing what he's been doing all summer. It's good. It's good to see him throw well.
Yeah, he's really done well. There's one game that where he kind of got rocked a little bit, and that was the game at WSU.
Yeah, that's going to happen, right?
But that's going to happen. You're right. It's just one of those nights sometimes.
That's right, especially for the relief guys. You know, they get minimum innings, and if they give up 1 or 2 runs, it's always a mess for their ERA.
Let's see. I'm not sure if we can see you. There you go. We can see you now. Okay. And so the count goes 1-1 strike now to Sam Kassane as he's up there with nobody on and 2 down. That one fouled off to the third base side. So the count will go to 1-2 strikes, and Kassane comes out limping. I'm not sure if he stepped on something or hit his foot with the bat, but he's trying to walk it off here. He's back in the batter's box. And let's see, are those the only two? Garrett McLean.
Yeah, McLean struggled a little bit. Ricky Hockett, who just got thrown out at second base.
Okay.
He's one of ours, and yeah, we had everybody placed kind of all over the country before the mess hit. So I'm glad these guys are able to get going on the field all summer long. It's been a struggle. I feel bad for all the college players out there. They had all these great summer plans, and then they all kind of blew up in their face.
Yeah, well, that's something that of course, happened all over the country here. But it is tough. I imagine tough for your organization, like Friends University, because you guys were looking to start a season and we're not able to. Oh, that hit by Kassane is hit on the wrist. So he'll be taking first base as a hit batsman. That's his second time here in the ball game.
Getting more out.
Yep. That's Alex Jacobs.
Brings off the lead.
Working the fourth inning.
The second baseman, number 2, Jack.
Going to bring up the second baseman, number 2, Jack Sigris. And I lost my computer, which means I lost my stats, and I'll get that up here in just a second. If you've never been a play-by-play announcer, that's what you depend on.
No kidding. Bread and butter.
Yeah, our bread and butter, exactly right.
Newton's got a really good lineup. It just seems like they haven't hit with runners in scoring position.
There's a hard hit ball up the middle. That should be a base hit by Sigris as he records his first hit of the ball game. A hard hit ball by Sigris, and Kassane stops at second base. So now the Newton Rebels have runners on at first and second with 2 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. 1-0 is the score as the Mulvane Patriots are up over your Newton Rebels. That will bring up the shortstop number 1, Andrew Brotman. Brotman flew out to center field his first time at bat and grounded out to the second baseman in the 3rd inning. So this is his 3rd time up. That breaking ball missing high for ball 1. Looks like he tried turning that one over just a little bit.
He did, yep.
Just hung up there.
He did. Brotman's a really good hitter, too. The top of this order for Newton's really, you got 3 D1 guys, boom, boom, boom. They're good, solid hitters.
Well, that's one thing about the Sunflower Collegiate League. They really picked up a lot of Division I players.
They did.
Due to the fact that none of the colleges were able to play ball. And, of course, that affected the high schools, too. I do a lot of high school games, and it felt bad for that the seniors weren't able to finish off their career.
Yeah, it was a horrible situation to have to shut down midway through, and even the seniors in high school not even really being able to get to start, and it was just a horrible situation.
2-0 the count. There's the ball that's fouled off by Andrew Brotman. Well, Brotman was one of the guys that I was really impressed with when I went to all the practices and stuff, trying to get to know the players and stuff, and Brotman just hit the ball well. Just in practice, and
he
great defensive player.
He is. He's a great athlete. He put up huge numbers at Neosho in the abbreviated season, and University of New Orleans getting a good one there.
That ball hit in the outside corner. Nice pitch there by Alex Jacobs as he evens up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Once again, we have Kassane at second base, Sigris on at first with 2 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. 1-0 for Mulvane. But it is early, and the Newton Rebels have runner in scoring position. Sane dancing around at second base. That ball fouled off. Great job there by Brotman as he kept his hands back and was able to fight that one off.
That's a good slider right there away. He just got great hand-eye coordination. Really good athlete.
Yeah, because that was, he had the same motion as his fastball and just threw that slider on the outside corner, and Brotman kept his hands back and was able to fight it off and fouled it off. So the count stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Andrew Brotman. And here's Alex Jacobs' pitch. Fastball on the outside, missing for ball 3. So the count goes full now at 3-2 with runners on at first and second and 2 down. The runners will be taken off on the pitch.
Yeah, we need a knock here.
Exactly right. A little base hit here will probably score a run from second as they're running on the pitch, depending on where it's placed at. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball, that hung up also. That's going to be right back behind us. Heads up. Is just directly behind us. Is fouled off there by Brotman. The count stays full at 3-2.
Yeah,
once again, I have Adam Nices from Friends University head coach here with us this evening, giving us a little bit of that baseball knowledge. Well, I'm sure you're hoping that they come back next year.
We sure are. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Who knows? It's been a crazy summer.
It definitely has, and I'm sure that you're hoping that the NBC World Series takes place.
Absolutely. It's good for these college kids to get out and play all summer. They need that.
That one fouled off to the right-hand side, and once again, a great at-bat there by Andrew Brotman, as that one was on the outside corner, and he just went with the pitch, but fouled it off. So base runners will go back to their bases. Sigris at first, Kassane at second, as we have 2 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. 1-0 is the score in favor of the Mulvane Patriots. And Alex Jacob in his 4th inning of work. And here's his pitch. That one missing outside. That gets away from the catcher, but not going to be far enough for the runners to advance except for the one base. So Kassane moves to third base. Sigris goes to second. And on is Andrew Brotman with a base on balls. And once again, Coach Nisus, that was... Nicest correction. That was a great at-bat there by Andrew Brotman.
He battled some tough pitches with 2 strikes, and, yeah, it was a really good at-bat. Yeah, Jacob's going to have issues here. Lincoln, here's how old I am. I went to high school with Lincoln's mom. So, and Lincoln's uncle and I are best friends, so we've gotten Lincoln to Kansas the last couple of years to be able to play, and he's a really good hitter. So this is going to be a tough situation for the Mulvane.
Lincoln Andrews already has 2 hits here in the ball game, as he's recorded 2 singles. So this is maybe the guy you want up.
Yeah, I would certainly think so, especially the righty versus lefty matchup, and well, looks like they're going to keep him in there.
And Coach is done talking to Alex Jacobs as he heads back to the dugout. Once again, batting is first baseman number 21, Lincoln Andrews, who's up there with bases full now and 2 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. He's 2 for 2 here in the ballgame. That ball swung on the first pitch, and the third baseman looks like he's going to try to get under it, and he does, makes the catch for out number 3. So fly out to the third baseman for the 3rd out, and for the Newton Rebels, top half of the 4th inning, they score no runs on 1 hit. I'm not sure, that might be 2 hits. No, they did give an error. Well, they should have been on.
Looks like to let you know that
so that's a 3rd hit.
Young men going.
We're going to call 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. So at the end of 3.5 innings of play, it is the Mulvane Patriots 1 and the Newton Rebels 0, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. First baseman, number 19, Easton Parish, is the first batter. Count is 0-2 now to Parish. The score is 1-0 in favor of the Mulvane Patriots. Hey, I got my computer back. That one calls strike 3 as Parish goes down looking for out number 1. That is the 4th strikeout recorded by Jacob Linneman. It's going to bring up the third baseman, number 12, Jack Mackey. So Mackey is up. His 2nd time at the plate. He grounded out to the shortstop in the bottom half of the 2nd inning as he made the 3rd out. That one low for ball 1 to Mackey.
Yeah, Linneman really tilts the ball down. He plays catch in the bottom of the zone. It's tough. Big, tall kid. Good 2-seam.
That one hit hard into center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So Mackey records his first hit of the ball game. And that will bring up the shortstop, number 9, Kobe DeVille.
Now batting for the Patriots, the shortstop, number 9, Colby DeVille.
I keep forgetting that this is not a touchscreen. Mine is.
All right.
Okay, so the count is DeVille coming up now with one down as Mackey just recorded a base hit standing at first base. And here's Lindeman's pitch. A hard hit ball. That one's going to be foul along the first base side. So you get a chance to watch a lot of players, not only the Fringe University players, but I'm sure, like I say, this summer has just been very tough.
It has. We've been out as much as we could, and, recruiting never ends, so we're always out looking and trying to get the best players we can. So a lot of high school games this summer, which has been good, but I like watching the college games too.
Lindeman steps off the mound as Mackey was hopping around at first base, looking like he might be taking off. Well, my son used to be a head football coach for the Wichita Force, and I know what recruiting is like,
right.
Because he did a lot of that. That one gets away from Uchi. That goes clear back to the cement wall, so Mackey will move over to second base, and the count will go to 1 ball, 1 strike. Coach life is never staying at home just doing nothing.
You better have a good wife. That's all you got to say.
That's exactly right.
I got the best wife in the world, so it's a never-ending battle. Never ends.
Yeah.
You got to have a good coaching staff along with you too.
Yeah, that is a true statement there about the wife and the coaching staff, because you don't do it all by yourself.
No,
that's for sure.
Not at all.
That one in there for strike. So the count will go now 1 ball, 2 strike now to Colby DeVille. As Mackey's standing on at second base as he went on that wild pitch. And there is one down here in the bottom half of the fourth. 1-0 is the score in favor of Mulvane Patriots. Jacob Lindeman in his 4th inning of work. And sorry, we don't have a pitch count. That one just missing.
Down a little bit.
Down a little bit. In the zone, just missed. So that will even up the count now at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, I'm sure not only do you get a chance to see the ball players, but you get a chance to meet a lot of umpires.
I do. I've been around long enough. I know most of them.
Yeah, I was going to say first name basis.
Yeah, usually.
Well, we have a timeout there by home plate umpire, Keith Kinsley. And
we've had Keith work our games at Friends before, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I know Keith. I've been doing the NBC World Series for 26 years, and so I get a chance to meet a lot of the umpires, and I always go down before the game starts, and before actually any game starts, and get the list of umpires for the day. Nice pitch there by Lindeman, just missing. Low, so the count goes full now at 3-2. So I get a chance to meet the umpires and get on the first name basis with them, and a lot of character.
Yes,
there,
absolutely. You can't play without them.
No, you can't play without them.
That's what it is, right? You got to have them.
You got to have them. And then a lot of the guys, 90% of them, or 95% of them, I should say, are really nice guys.
They are. I agree.
That one fouled off to the right back behind us. Heads up.
I always feel a little bit bad for him in the summer. He's getting an easy one tonight. It's 80 degrees and cloudy. Usually it's 110, and they're sweating back there. And it's
you live in Wichita?
I do.
I was going to say, did you get any rain?
We got a little bit. We live up in Bel Air. We got a little bit. Not much, though. We need more.
If you live in Bel Air, I live in Park City, which is not far from there, and we got like 3 inches of rain in like 20 minutes.
Jeez.
It was flooded. That one hit hard into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Mackey rounding third base, but not going to be able to get it. The left fielder misplays that, and the score will run from third base, and that takes the score to 2-0 in favor of the Mulvane Patriots as DeVille gets a base hit and an error charged to the left fielder.
Yeah, it looked like Ricky looked up just a second before he had the ball in his glove.
Yeah, Ricky Hockett there in left field just looking up, and it's really tough because this is the second inning now that we have given him, well, that one's not an out, but the last inning we gave him 4 outs.
Yeah, that's right.
But when you give them runs like that, it just makes it very tough, especially when a pitcher is pitching a good game.
Absolutely.
You know,
and when you're struggling a little bit offensively too, every run counts. And it seems like Newton has been really good late in games this summer.
Yeah.
So if we can get to the bullpen, maybe put a couple up on a bullpen arm or two. But they just had so many chances. All the games I've been to, they've had so many chances early in the game.
There's so many chances they had runners in on base and
all over the
situation batting
That's
and just
right.
not able to come through.
Just can't get the job done. Yeah, but that's baseball. It happens.
Exactly right. So the score is 2-0 in favor of Mulvane. Now up the bat is the designated hitter number 6, Matt Abshire. First pitch to him is ball 1, so 1-0 now the count to Abshire. DeVille on at first base as he reads on a nice base hit to left field. Scored Mackey on an error from the left fielder. That one in there for call strike 1. So that will even up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. But you're right, there's about 3 or 4 ball games where the Newton Rebels scored 10 runs.
Right.
And hit anywhere from 12 to 15 hits.
Yeah, right.
And still lost the ball.
Yeah, sure.
So
it doesn't seem like they've got all 3 phases going at the same time.
That's exactly right. That's a fastball just missing high for ball 2. So the count goes 2 balls, 1 strike to Matt Abshire, who's a designated hitter this evening for the Mulvane Patriots. 1 down here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 2-0 in favor of Mulvane. And DeVille on at first base. Here's the pitch. That one right. Missing, looks like, for ball 3. 3-1 now the count.
Looked like a strike.
It did to me too. That's cool.
Only one guy matters, though, right?
Exactly.
We can say all we want
about the catcher Uchi.
He does a good job. Yeah, he will.
He'll frame
it and hold it there for a while, won't he?
3-1 now the count. And here's the pitch. That one hit hard.
Elevated.
That's into the gap between short and third. And rounding hard at second base was DeVille. Hawkins gets the ball in, so DeVille will stop at second. Abshire records his first hit of the game, and that's going to be it for Jacob Lindemann.
It seems like every ball he's given up a hit on has been elevated. That's tough. You're not getting the low call for a strike, so you got to bring the ball up a little bit. And
we're going to take a small break here, Coach, and we'll be right back. All right, we welcome back to Newton Rebels baseball as we are in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The score 2-0 in favor of Mulvane. And we have Adam Nice as the head coach for the Friends University is on with us here right now. We got a new pitcher for the Newton Rebels. Number 19, Carson Frazier is the new pitcher. Frazier is a 155-pounder, 6 foot, 155-pounder, freshman from Cypress Community College from California. So he'll be starting here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. There is 1 down. There's a hard hit ball to shortstop. Nice job there by Brotman. Brotman goes to Sigris at second base for the force out. DeVille goes over to third base on the play, so a 6-4 put out for the second out. And Zimmer records a fielder's choice.
That was a good play right there. The runner ran right in front of the baseball, looked like.
Yep.
Good play right there.
Exactly like you taught, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Tyler.
It's going to bring up the center fielder, number 15, Tyler Push. Push has been up the plate twice and has struck out twice. We'll try to give you the numbers for there's the ball that gets away from Uchi.
Got to play.
Not going to be in time as Carson Frazier came in to cover home plate. So DeVille scores from third base. That's the one thing we didn't need as ball into the ground. So Zimmer goes to second base on the pitch. The count is 1 ball, no strikes now to Tyler Push. Let me see if I can give you some final numbers on Lindemann, correction. He went 3 1/3 inning and gave up 3 hits. Now 3 runs, 1 earned run, 4 base on balls, had 5 strikeouts as he faced 17 batters. Of course, that last run was charged to Lindemann, along with the, let's see here, 2 down. Here in the bottom half of the 4th. 3-0 now the score in favor of the Mulvane Patriots. Push backs out. And now we're ready for the pitch from Carson Frazier. Ball hit hard to the third base side. Foul.
Yeah, Frazier's kind of a slinger. He's got good two-seam movement and, I don't know, 155 pounds, maybe.
Yeah, he's not very big.
He's not.
Kid.
He's got good arm action, though.
So the count goes to 2 balls, 1 strike now to Push. With the runner on at second base and 2 down. 3-0. That one swing and a miss there by Push. And that will even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Push batting .287 here in this season, as he's been up to bat 66 times, has 19 hits. There's a swing and a miss there by Push as he goes down for out number 3. Nice job there by Carson Frazier to get Push to chase one down low and outside. But the bottom half of the 4th inning for the Mulvane Patriots, they score 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. At the end of 4 innings of play, it is the Mulvane Patriots 3 and the Newton Rebels 0, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, joined by Adam Nices, the head coach for the Friends University Falcons. Leading off the top half of the 5th inning for the Rebels will be the right fielder, number 23, Joey Martinez. We have Kobe Peachin now coming in to pitch for the Mulvane Patriots, and I'll give you the final numbers for Alex Jacobs. He went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits. No runs, 3 base on balls, 4 strikeouts as he faced 21 batters. That ball hit into the gap as Martinez rounds first base, heading to second base, and he's going to be in with a stand-up double. Nice job there by Joey Martinez as he records his first hit of the ball game.
Man, he's had a good summer for them so far.
Mulvane, number 26.
He sure has. He has had a really good.
He can really hit.
He was batting .348 coming into the ball game.
17, Enzo Bonventre.
As he was 15 out of 43, 2 home runs and 11 RBIs. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, number 17, Enzo the Boom Bonventre. And you saw Enzo the first inning there.
Looked fair to me, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, as he came up, I guess, the lead off the second inning, and he hit a hard hit ball in the left field that just missed the foul pole. But Coach says it was fair. And
well, we were sitting right down the left field line, and like I said, I'm not getting paid to umpire the game tonight, but man, that looked fair.
Well, like I say, the umpires do a great job.
They do.
So the count is no balls, no strikes. Here's the first pitch to Bonventre, and it is low for ball 1.
Crossed up his catcher there, I think.
Martinez is on. Martinez is on with a double as he started off the top half of the 5th inning. Now the catcher, Standard, is going out to speak to Peaton.
You always know that look from a catcher when they look out there and kind of shrug at him like, hey, wrong pitch, big guy.
He was looking for one certain pitch and got crossed
up. Got the
up
other one, yep.
So the count is 1 ball, no strikes now to Bonventre. With no out here in the top half of the 5th. 3-0 to score. There's a breaking ball just missing high for ball 2. 2-0 now the count to Enzo Bonventre, who's been DHing for the Newton Rebels all season long here, Coach.
Big, strong young man.
He led the league in home runs last year. Now breaking ball again, missing high for ball 3 now.
Yeah, he doesn't miss fastballs.
That's
really
for sure.
Strong,
he looks for that one pitch.
He does, and he doesn't miss it.
Count should be 3-0, I believe. They got 2-0 on the scoreboard. That's fastball missing outside. Well, it must be now 3-0. I must have missed one.
I think he stepped off one of those.
Oh, did he?
pitches,
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew you had thrown 3 pitches.
Oh, never mind.
I thought it was
there you go, Frank.
Okay.
You're always right.
Yeah. All right, so Bonventre is on at first base on 4 pitches. That will bring up the third baseman, number 3, Lachlan Ross. Ross has flew out to right field and struck out in the third inning as he went down looking as he made the third out in the third inning. So runners on at first and second with no out, and here's the pitch. That one hitting the knees right on the outside corner. So the count goes no balls, 1 strike now to Ross. Kobe Peachin now pitching for the Mulvane Patriots. 3-0 is the score. If you're just now joining us, in favor of Mulvane. Breaking ball, missing high for ball 1. That will even up the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks like he's trying to throw a lot of off-speed.
Off-speed, he does, yeah, I think so. Just isn't getting quite on top of that pitch. It's staying elevated.
Oh, I'm sorry if I did that to your dog.
It's a fastball that's fouled off by Ross. So that will take the count now to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
City of Mulvane foul ball. Please return that to Kathy for a quarter.
Well, this would be a good time to get things going here for the Newton Rebels, Coach.
Yeah, bullpen, right? Got their bullpen in the game. Now's the time to go.
Yep. Here's the pitch. That ball hits the third base side. That's going to be foul. And the Mulvane does have somebody up throwing in the bullpen. Speaking of, looks like it's number 14. 14, yep.
You can get that last name. I'm not good at those.
Okay. I think it's Cleveringa.
We'll call him Jake. How about that?
There you go. Okay, the count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Ross. As Kobe Peachin is in relief for the Patriots. And here's the pitch. Now swing and a miss there by Lachlan Ross as he goes down for out number 1. It's going to bring up the left fielder, number 30, Ricky Hockett. Now coming up to the plate, he's reached on a base on balls.
The left fielder for Newton, number 30, Ricky Hockett.
Yeah, he's got to put a ball in play here and get some runners moved over.
So Hockett is up with runners on at first and second. And here's Peachin's pitch. And the umpire calls timeout before the pitch. The base runners go back to their bases, and Peachin regroups on the mound as Hockett stepped out. Now we're ready to go. Nice crowd here tonight, Coach.
Beautiful evening to watch a baseball game.
Oh, flying bat into the third base dugout, and players go scattering in the Mulvane bullpen, dugout, correction. And Hawkins now has to go over and apologize and grab the bat.
And get some pine tar. Yeah.
So the count goes to no balls, 1 strike. That bat flew directly into the dugout of the Mulvane Patriots. Luckily, there weren't very many people standing right in that
pretty
spot,
quick,
but they did scatter.
Absolutely.
Yep. So the count is no balls, 1 strike to Hockett. And we're ready to go. He did grab another bat. Stepping off is Peachin. Going back to second base is Martinez. Martinez reached on a double to start off the inning. Bonventry on at first base as he reached on a base on balls. Ross struck out, and there's 1 down. Hard hit ball is fouled.
Good pitch to hit right there. Just missed it.
Just missed it, so the count goes no balls, 2 strikes.
Foul ball to Kathy. It's short work of words.
Relax, go do it.
A breaking ball missing is Hockett. Well, there went my internet.
No more stats?
No more stats. Here's the pitch. Just called strike 3 on the outside corner. And Hockett goes down looking for out number 2 as Peachin records the 2nd strikeout of this inning. Going to bring up the catcher, number 15, Hibiki Uchi.
15, Hibiki Uchi.
Uchi reached on a base hit in the 2nd inning and got stranded on at second base. Then he flew out to right field in the 4th inning. That one in there for call strike 1.
See if we can get a 2-out hit here.
One thing about Hibiki, Coach, we've really noticed he's got really good control of the bat.
He does. He puts the ball in play, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Just watching him through the summer here. That ball hit hard to the right-hand side. Great job there by the first baseman. As he comes up, that's Parish. As he dove to his left and right down the line and was able to snag that and go touch first base for the 3rd out. Nice job there by Uchi, who hit the ball hard, but Parish just made a nice play. So it's unassisted at first base for the 3rd out. Top half the 5th inning for the Newton Rebels. They score no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. At the end of 4.5 innings of play, it is the Mulvane Patriots 3 and the Newton Rebels 0, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. The score 3-0 in favor of Mulvane. Now batting will be the second baseman number 2, Brett Hawkins. Coming in for his second inning of work is number 19, Carson Frazier. First pitch to him is a strike, so the count's no ball, 1 strike. That one lifted into left field. Hawkins moving to his left. Not going to be able to get to it as it goes over his head. Clear back to the fence, and Brett Hawkins will be in with a stand-up double.
Oh, that ball carried. Didn't sound really good off the bat.
No, it didn't. Just kept floating on over the head of Hawkins as he was moved to his left, but not able to get to it. So Hawkins is on at second base as he starts off the inning with a double. It's going to bring up the catcher, number 10, Kobe Standard. Standard flew out to center field his first time at the plate, and then he reached on a base on balls in the 3rd inning. Was left stranded on at first base. 1 ball, no strike now to Standard. Here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 3-0 in favor of Mulvane. And here's Frazier's pitch. That one missing inside for ball 2. 2-0 now the count. To the catcher, number 10, Kobe Standard. Boy, I don't think we could have a more perfect evening.
Tell you what, there's been a lot of hot nights so far this summer. This is beautiful tonight.
Very nice. And I'm glad that we're not getting any of that rain. That one missing outside for ball 3.
Yeah, it looked like their field handled it pretty well.
Yeah, they were. I got here early, and they were out there raking everything up, so they must have had just a little bit of rain. That's why the game got pushed back from 7 o'clock to 7:30. We hope everybody's enjoying the ball game and the telecast. That one in there for call strike 1, so the count goes to 3 balls, 1 strike now to Kobe Standard. No outs here in the bottom half of the 5th. Runner on at second base as the Mulvane Patriots are threatening again. Stepping off is Frazier. On deck is Searing, followed by Parish. Here's Frazier's pitch. That one lifted into left field. That may be right at the fence area. Hawkins gets under and makes the catch. Tagging up at second base is Hawkins, and not able to get the runner at third base as he tagged up and went to third. A good effort there by Ross at third base.
Heck of a throw from left field.
Yeah, great throw there by
Ricky,
Yeah, by Ricky
right up
Hawkins.
against the fence there.
Left fielder for Mulvane, number 25, Jackson Searing.
So now up for the Patriots, left fielder number 25, Jackson Searing. Now these are the situations, Coach, where we're kind of been killing ourselves.
Yep.
If they're going to earn it, we'd rather them earn it instead of us giving them another run here.
That's right. Looks like they're going to play in and cut it off if they can.
So the infield is in with 1 down and a runner on at third base. As Mulvane Patriots are 90 feet away from scoring another run here.
I think that's the right call, too, by Brett Clark. Move him in, down 3 runs and getting late and try to cut off a run if you can help it.
Yep. So the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike now to Searing. Breaking ball just missing for ball 2. 2-1 now the count. Looked like Frazier there kind of wanted that pitch.
Yeah, it did.
But it was low. And here's the pitch. That one getting away from Uchi, but was able to knock it down, and the ball moved to his left, and he hustled after it. So Hawkins had nowhere to go.
That's a tough pitch to block right there. Ball hitting the dirt out in front of home plate.
So the count goes to 3 balls, 1 strike now to Searing. As we have 1 down here in the bottom half of the 5th. The fastball that's fouled off by Searing. So that will take the count now to full at 3-2. When that ball was hit there by Standard, I thought that may be gone. It was a well hit.
I agree. He backspun it too. I thought it was going to float out of here.
But Hawkins did a good job of getting back to the fence and stood there, waited for it. And then, like you said, Coach, a great pitch. That one gets away from the catcher once again. So a run will score. And As ball forward to Searing, so he will be on at first base. So the score now is 4-0 in favor of the Mulvane Patriots.
It's kind of that situation you talked about, kind of shooting yourself in the foot there.
Yeah, because even with a walk, you put yourself in.
Catcher just got thrown
I
out.
think Coach the home plate umpire just kicked out Hibiki Uchi, the catcher. I think he was a little bit upset about one of those calls there.
Yeah, go sit down.
Hey, he threw his helmet, or he
is
threw
that
his
what it
mask
was?
down. Yeah, I think he was a little frustrated with himself for not keeping that ball in front. And
So Hibiki Uchi is now out of the ball game, and Brett Clark coming out to his defense, saying exactly what you're saying, Coach. He was just
yeah,
frustrated.
I think so.
And not upset with the call, just upset that he wasn't able to block it. So we're going to take just a small break, and we'll be right back. And if you wonder how come we take those breaks, those of you watching, we have to do it because of the music infringement rights that we don't want to get in trouble for, which we did last year. You get a couple $100,000 fine by Warner Brothers if they do come after you. So that's why we take those breaks. So we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball. Coming in to play, catcher for the Newton Rebels is number 4, A.J. Parcero. Parcero now coming in to catch for the Rebels. Up next for the Patriots is the first baseman, number 19, Easton Parish. And throw over to first base, in safely is Searing. 4-0 is the score here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. As the Patriots just scored a run, that one missing low for ball 1. Once again, A.J. Parcero now in the ball game for the Newton Rebels. Ball hit to the first baseman, goes to
Foul ball.
shortstop. Oh, was it a foul ball?
Yeah,
okay.
foul ball.
Good. Okay, I'm glad you saw it. I was down. I had my head down writing. I was trying to put Parcero in the ball game here. Okay, so we do have a foul ball there. So runner will now head back to first base. That's Searing. Easton Parish up at the plate. The count is 1-1 now to Parish, as we have one down here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 4-0 the score in favor of the Mulvane Patriots. And here's Frazier's pitch, that missing inside for ball 2. Parcero making a good stop there behind home plate. That almost got away from him. They
It
kind
did.
of handcuffed him a little bit.
I think he missed location there and kind of caught the catcher off guard a little bit there. Seems like Newton's having trouble throwing in tonight.
And here's the pitch. That one lifted into left center field. Hockett moving to his left.
That ball's hit well.
That ball is hit well. It's off the fence area. It's going to be in for extra bases. A double there by Parish. It almost looked like it was right on top of the
It
fence.
did, yeah, right? I don't know if it hit his glove or the fence.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Hockett got back there, but just was not able to make the catch. And so Parish is in with a double. I'm sure that's what it'll be called. Searing ends up at third base.
Brings up the third baseman from Mulvane.
And that's going to bring up the third baseman, number 12, Jack Mackey. So Mackey is up with runners at second and third and one down. The right side of the infield once again is in. And that is fouled off by Mackey.
Yeah, I think that's the right call there too. With one out, probably pull your infield maybe halfway, at least.
No balls, one strike now to Mackey. And here's Frazier's pitch. A breaking ball in there for call, strike two. Great pitch there by Carson Frazier.
Yeah, this has got to be a big out right here.
Yeah, got to get it out of the inning without giving up any more. That's for sure, Coach.
Absolutely.
As we are in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And here's the pitch. That one missing. A great job there by A.J. Parcell as that one bounced in front of home plate.
It did. Fastball. Looked like he just spiked a fastball.
And A.J. was able to get his chest protector on it and his chest. And ball bounced right in front of him. They're showing 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball again, fouled off by Mackey. So the count stays at 1-2. Mackey comes in batting 125 if he's been up to the plate 24 times here this season, has 3 hits. He does have recorded 3 RBIs. And here's Frazier's pitch. That one just missing inside.
Good pitch, though. Good 1-2 pitch right there.
So that will take the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes.
These are the spots you love to hit in.
2-2 now the count. Runners at second and third with 1 down. And here's Frazier's pitch. Ball hit to the second baseman. Second baseman not able to come up with it. So 2 runs will score. As Searing comes in from third base. Parish comes in from second. And Mackey's in with a base hit. And 2 RBIs. Going to bring up the shortstop, number 9, Kobe DeVille. A hard hit ball there to second baseman, Coach.
Kind of a tweener hop it looked like too, backhand. It's a tough play.
So with those 2 runs scored, now the score goes to 6-0 in favor of the Mulvane Patriots. As the Patriots have scored 3 runs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 1 out still. Frazier's pitch is fouled off by DeVille along the right-hand side. So far in the ball game, Coach, the Rebels have scored no runs on 5 hits and 1 error, and Mulvane has scored 6 runs on 6 hits and 1 error.
They've been pretty efficient offensively, haven't they?
They sure have. There goes the Mackey to second base on the steal, and he's going to be in there safely.
Really good jump at first base there.
Yeah, it looks like Frazier never looked
kind of
back.
Forgot about him, I think, a little bit.
Just forgot about him, and Mackey saw that and took off on the pitch and is in safely. That's what good teams do, too, Coach. They take advantage of what you're going to give them.
That's exactly right.
So the count is no balls, 2 strikes. To DeVille. There's the pitch. A swing and a miss there by DeVille. A.J. Parcell goes over to first base, throws him out. Mackey runs over to third base on the play. But we do have 2 down now here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Yeah, they got to get out of the inning here.
Going to bring up the designated hitter, number 6, Matt Abshire.
Now batting for Mulvane, the designated hitter, number 6, Matt Abshire.
Correction, Abshire. I knew that was wrong as soon as I said it. So Abshire. And the home plate umpire is coming out to talk to Carson Frazier.
Checking the baseball,
Checking the baseball out, exactly.
Ball in the dirt. Catchers have been working tonight. Goodness.
Yes, they have. So the score is 6-0 here in the bottom half of the 5th. There is a runner on at third base with 2 down now. As Carson Frazier trying to get out of this inning. Fastball missing high for ball 1. Mulvane has scored 3 runs on 3 hits here this inning. Breaking ball just missing inside for ball 2. 2-0 now the count to Matt
Abshire.
Abshire.
Yeah, there you go.
Inside for ball 3. 3-0 now the count.
Kind of losing his front side a little bit. I think the ball's running on him.
Kind of tailing off on him.
It is,
for
yeah.
sure.
Front side's a little early.
So 3 balls, no strike now to Abshire. And here's Frazier's pitch.
That was better.
That went in there for call strike 1. As that hits the outside corner right at the knees. Mackey's on at third base. 6-0 is the score in favor of the Mulvane Patriots here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. If you're just now joining us, that one missing high. That one gets away from A.J. Parcell. Once again, a throw into home is not going to be in time as Mackey scores from third base. That's 4 runs scored here, and 2 of those have been wild pitches or balls thrown away. Abshire will move over to first base on a base on balls as the ball got away from the catcher. And pitching coach Jed Brockbrader coming in to talk to Carson Frazier. And we're going to take a small break, Coach. We got more music on. We'll be right back.
How about even the Patriots?
All right, we welcome you back. And now batting, the right fielder, number 11, Bryce Zimmer. As he comes up, left-handed batter. Fastball missing inside by Frazier. Count goes 1 ball, no strikes. As there is a runner on at first base. As Abshire just reached on a base on balls. Mackey scored from third base on that play. This ball got away from A.J. Parcero.
Yeah, I think Frazier's got to get back to mechanics here. He's getting a little loose on his mechanics and giving him some control issues.
2-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Hard hit ball right up the middle. Should be played by the second baseman. Segras goes unassisted at second base for out number 3. So the bottom half of the 5th inning for the Mulvane Patriots. They scored 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 5 innings to play, it is the Mulvane Patriots 7 and the Newton Rebels 0, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the top half of the 6th inning. The score 7-0 in favor of the Mulvane Patriots. Leading off for the Newton Rebels will be the center fielder, number 14, Sam Cassane.
How about if you're in the center fielder, number 14?
Cassane has been up to bat twice, Coach, and has got hit by a pitch twice.
Yeah, he's probably sore.
The last one was right at the
elbow, it looked like,
elbow
I think.
wrist
yeah,
area.
Something.
Here's the first pitch, and that one's also inside.
Gracious.
Almost got his foot.
That must be the book on him. You got to pitch him in, huh?
Yeah. So the count goes 1 ball, no strikes now to Cassane. Sigris on deck and Brotman in the hole for the Rebels as they try to get back in the ball game. They have really not played that bad of a game. It's just little mental errors by the Newton Rebels. Once again, the Rebels have scored no runs on 5 hits and 1 error. And Mulvane has scored 7 runs on 6 hits and 1 error.
Yeah, Newton's left a lot of runners on base. I'm guessing a hit here or there would probably make a big difference, but I'm betting 8 runners on base.
We have
maybe?
11 that have left on base.
11 runners left on base. Yeah, that's tough.
And you can't score runs when they're still staying on the base, can you, Coach?
We've all been through that before.
So the count is 1 ball, no strikes now to Cassane as we are in the top half of the 6th inning. Coming in for his 2nd inning work is Peachin. That one called strike 1. Count will even up now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Peachin kind of got in a little bit of trouble there to start off when he first came in, but he settled down as he struck out the next 2 batters. He led off with a double and then a base on balls.
Yeah, left him there.
And then we left him stranded. 2-1 now the count. Breaking fastball, that is, high for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Sam Cassane. Cody Peachin now. Here's his pitch. That one in there for a strike right down Broadway, as they say. And that will take the count to full at 3-2. Fouled off there by Cassane.
That was a good take, 3-1, down 7 runs, and just try to get on base somehow, some way.
Well, they definitely need base runners here, Coach.
They do. And then we got to get somebody to hit them in.
Full count, and here's the throw by Peachin. A swing and a miss there by Sam Cassane as he goes down for the first out here in the top half of the 6th inning. It's going to bring up the second baseman, number 2, Jack Sigris. Sigris struck out his first 2 times up at the plate and got a base hit in the 4th inning. Was left stranded at second base. So he's 1 for 3 here tonight. As Kobe Peachin is ready to go. That one missing low for ball 1. And 1-0 now the count to second baseman Jack Sigris for the Newton Rebels. And you said the key, Coach. I said they need to get guys on base, and you said, yeah, but they need to hit them in.
They do. Somebody's got to step up and get a couple knocks with guys in scoring position.
Count is 2 balls, no strikes now to Sigris. As we have 1 down here in the top half of the 6th, 7-0 in favor of the Patriots. That one missing outside, so 3-0 the count. Peachin having just a little bit of troubles here.
Yeah, talk about frustration, up 7 runs and having trouble throwing strikes, right?
Yep.
Drives coaches crazy.
That one hitting the outside corner for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Yeah, I remember Little League Baseball. I'd say just throw the ball across.
Yeah, right? It's hard to hit. Hitting's hard.
I said, you got 9 guys or 8 guys back behind you. There's
That's right.
Fouled off by, or swinging a miss there by Sigris. I thought he was foul tip, might have been. So the count goes full now at 3-2. So Peachin comes back after being down 3-0. And here's the pitch. That one, strike 3 as Sigris goes down for the 3rd time. And I agree with you, Coach. I think he knew it as he just stepped out. So that is the 2nd strikeout of the inning. And 2nd out of the inning. It's going to bring up the shortstop, number 1, Andrew Brotman.
All fastballs. You got to step in fastball ready. I don't know if he's throwing any off speed for a strike here in the last inning or so.
Nope. I think he's just saying, you know what, I got a 7-0
there you
lead.
go. That's right.
Come after me. Another fastball, swing and a miss there by Andrew Brotman.
Big swing.
Well, good pitch and a good cut there by Brotman. Was not able to make contact as the ball count goes to no balls, 1 strike. 2 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. Another fastball missing high for ball one. That will even up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. And I think we've been real lucky on this weather tonight.
I don't think we're going to get too lucky the rest of the week.
It's supposed to
Sounds
rain.
like it's going to get hot.
Tomorrow evening, the Newton Rebels will be facing the Mulvane Patriots. They'll have a 5 o'clock game at the X Stadium as we have the Sunflower Collegiate League showcase at the Eck starting tomorrow at 5 p.m. I haven't seen who's playing the second game, but the Rebels and the Patriots will have that first game. It's always fun to go at the WSU, the X Stadium, to play there.
Cool place to watch and play a game for sure.
2 balls, 1 strike now to Brotman. That one missing high for ball 3. 3-1 now the count. We had the NBC tournament first week there, or at the NBC last year there
yeah.
at the Eck, as the Lawrence Dumont Stadium got tore down and building that new stadium. That one missing high for ball 4. So Andrew Brotman reaches on his base on balls. That is the second straight time that he's reached on a walk. It's going to bring up the first baseman, number 21, Lincoln Andrews. So Andrews is up with 2 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. Brotman on at first base. And the score 7-0 in favor of the Mulvane Patriots. And here's the pitch. That one in there for call strike 1.
Get a couple guys on here for Joey, see what Joey might be able to do. And Enzo there in the hole.
Lincoln Andrews is 2 for 3 here tonight. So he has 2 base hits. And he's batting .327 for the season, as he's been up the bat 58 times, has 19 hits, 3 home runs, and 16 RBIs. That missing outside and high for ball 1. So that will even up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. So nice little dinger here will get us right back in the ball game, Coach.
Absolutely. Lincoln could do it.
Here, ball is fouled off by Andrews.
That's another City of Mulvane foul ball.
Count will stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now to the first baseman, Lincoln Andrews.
Really good hitter for being as young as he is. Division I caliber kid, and played as a freshman as a Division I guy, and he's got a really bright future ahead of him. Big physical kid.
And here's Peachin's pitch, a breaking ball missing inside for ball 2 now. That will even up the count now at 2-2. That one outside for ball 3. Brotman on at first base. Count goes full now at 3-2. Brotman will be taken off on the pitch, as we do have 2 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. First baseman gets off the bag, and Brotman will be taken off, and there he goes. That one flown up to the third base side. Third baseman, I don't think, is going to be able to get to it. Does not. That is Mackey, as that ball fell between him and the foul line. So a new life there for Lincoln Andrews.
Yeah, it looked like Mackey lost that one a little bit over there.
And he'll be back up at the plate with a full count as the count stays. Once again, taking off from first base will be Brotman. And here's the pitch. That one missing high for ball 4. So back-to-back walks recorded by Peachin. And now the Newton Rebels have runners on at first and second. And that will bring up the right fielder, number 23, Joey Martinez.
Now batting for the Rebels, the right fielder, number 23, Joey Martinez.
Good guy to have up right now, right here.
Martinez reached on a double the last time at the plate. Struck out in the 3rd inning and flew out to center field in the 1st inning. All strike 1 by home plate umpire Kinsley.
Still all fastballs.
So the count is no balls, 1 strike. Martinez has 2 home runs so far this season, 11 RBIs. That one breaking ball, nice job there by catcher Standard.
Kind of stabbed that one, didn't he? Got a little lucky on that one.
The count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike now to Martinez. As I was saying, Martinez came in batting .348. He's been up to bat 43 times, had 15 hits. There's the pitch. That one just missing outside. So the count will now go to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Good spot to hit right here.
2 balls, 1 strike, runners on at first and second, 2 outs here in the top half of the 6th. That one right across the knees for strike 2. Martinez was taken all the way, it looked like.
Yeah, that's a good take. Not much you can do with that pitch right there anyway.
Yeah, that was just on the outside
pitch
corner.
right there.
2 balls, 2 strikes now to Martinez. 7-0 the score in favor of Mulvane. And here's the pitch. That swing and a miss there by Martinez as Peachin challenged him and struck him out for out number 3. So the top half of the 6th inning for the Newton Rebels, they scored no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 left on base as Peachin struck out the side to end the top half of the 6th. At the end of 5.5, it is the Mulvane Patriots 7 and the Newton Rebels 0. And
number is
we'll be right back.
454.
And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, joined along now by General Manager Mark Carvala. We thank Coach Adam Nisus. Nisus from Friends University, the head coach, as he joined us here for a couple innings. We are in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 7-0 is the score in favor of Mulvane. Now pitching for the Newton Rebels, number 33, Kyle Landwehr. First pitch is ball 1.
You know, I call Coach Nicias Big A. I mean, I've always called him that. I've known him for years, probably 20 years. And a lot of wisdom right there. You know, he'll tell you a lot. And he tells what it's like, what it's about.
Landwehr's first ball hit to the right center field. That's going to be in for a gapper. And extra bases as
having trouble picking up the ball.
Not able to pick up the ball, so standing on at third base will be Tyler Push. He records a triple to start off the bottom half of the 6th inning.
You know, the few innings I was away, I was just watching. I got a chance to sit there and observe, and this is not a clean game by the Rebels by no means, and it's something that Coach Clark is talking about, the consistency.
Landwehr's first pitch to Brett Hawkins is high for ball 1. So the count is 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on at third base with no out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 7-0 the score in favor of the Mulvane Patriots. That pitch just missing inside. So the count is 2-0. The total numbers for Frazier, he went 1 2/3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 2 base on balls, 2 strikeouts as he faced 11 batters. 3-0 now, the count to Brett Hawkins.
Well, I was going to say one thing, Frank, that I'm seeing that they're not doing today. As a coach, I think I have a right to say it, said they're not helping out each other. They're not, letting, like, moving runners, getting the big hit. Let the guy after you do it. If you get him over or something, let the next guy, be that more of a team.
We definitely have left guys stranded here. Like, say, I think what's 15.
And the whole reason is I'm saying that because I know we're a better team than this, and I know the players do, I know the coach does, and it's very frustrating that you come out here and you play a game below par, below your standard, and I think right now the Rebels are doing that, and they've got to come. You were talking about it earlier. They got to come. You got to play every game. It's a tough league.
Hawkins is now on at first base on the base on balls. It's going to bring up catcher number 10, Kobe Standard. Runners on at first and third with no out.
And the reason is if you don't make, have it, the guy behind you picks you up, and there's not a lot of guys that are picking up each other right now.
That one missing outside. The ball gets away from A.J. Parcell. A run will score from Push at third base as he crosses home plate. Hawkins moves over to second base. Little mistakes like that.
And I don't know, right there if it mixed up or on the pitch or something. It doesn't look like it's just straight fastball that we should have.
Yep. So now the score is 8-0 in favor of the Mulvane Patriots.
And the one thing I've been proud of the Rebels is that they don't give up. I mean, we've been down a lot. 7-0, 7 runs. I don't care whatever it is, but we usually come back. And today I don't see the fire in them today, and I don't know. I mean, they got to realize, and sometimes that happens after you win a game against somebody. Then the next day, you don't have that intensity.
3-0 now the count to Standard. That one hits into the gap between third and short. That's going to be in for a base hit. Coming around is Hawkins. A throw into home is thrown over A.J. Parcell's head. And the ball goes clear to the fence area as Landwehr finally gets the ball. And stopping at second base will be Standard. So a base hit single.
Yeah, right now they're just not playing a pretty game right now in all phases. Defense, pitching, hitting, and
the left fielder number 25.
Well, and Frank, the whole thing is, if you have all three, if you have pitching, defense, and hitting, you're going to be a very good team. If you just have two of them, you'll be all right. But if you don't have any of them, then it's going to be a long night like this.
Score is now 9-0 in favor of the Mulvane Patriots. That pitch by Landwehr missing high for ball one. Well, there's going to be nights that you come across a team that's just hot.
Right.
But when they earn their runs is one thing. When they don't earn them and you give them runs, that's another thing. And that's exactly what's happening here tonight, unfortunately. And then that goes along with the untimely hitting by the Rebels.
Well, and I think a lot of it, I mean, if you look at the game, how many runs did we give up by, let's just say, a pass ball? How many runs, errors and things like this? Now, you cut that. Okay, let's say you clean all that up, and they're earning runs because they got a base hit here or a couple guys. Okay, you can handle that. But some of the things that have been going on, they're better than that.
That one called strike two. So the count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Searing.
And it also goes the other way on offense. How are we scoring our runs? Are we scoring our runs because they pass ball or whatever? I mean, or because we're hitting them in. If we're hitting them in, that means we're hitting the ball. We're getting guys on.
Breaking ball there by Landwehr misses outside, so the count goes full now at 3-2. Standard standing at second base with no outs here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. They've scored 2 runs already here in the bottom half, and we have no outs. And timeout there by home plate umpire.
And say, Frank, and the thing is about this, one thing in my career, I coached 27 years in college, the one thing, you play this game, 80% of the game is above the shoulders. In other words, the mental game.
That one missing low for ball 4. So walk given up to Searing as he will now be on at first base. Standard on at second. And that will bring up the first baseman, number 19, Easton Parish.
Brings up for the Patriots, number 19.
So Parish is on with no outs.
The first baseman, Easton Parish.
And the Mulvane Patriots up 9-0. Fastball in there for strike 1.
But the big thing for the Rebels, they have to figure out. We talked about that yesterday. You got to play a game at a time, but they need to win this series. I mean, there's no doubt. And tomorrow's going to be a big game.
What's that?
So we have no one. Right on?
All right, we welcome you back to Newton Rebels baseball. Boy, if you only knew what we had to do to get us back on. All right, the Rebels started off by Bonventry. Got a base hit and moved to second base on an error. Now there's a wild pitch, and Bonventry will move over to third base. There is no out here in the top half of the 7th inning. And the score is 9-0 in favor of the Mulvane Patriots.
And we have seen, like I was saying before, we have seen the Rebels score some big runs. So a big inning, and they can get that big inning going.
Now batting is the third baseman, number 55, Nolan Riley. No, that's not right.
Yes. Yeah,
It is?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, you just pinch hit right
Okay,
here.
that's right. He was playing third base last inning. That's okay. So Nolan Riley is now pinch hitting as he's playing third base now for the Newton Rebels here in the top half of the 7th inning. We have a runner on at third base with no outs. Count is full now to Riley. That one missing outside for ball 4. So Riley will be on the base on balls. And that will bring up, we're going to have another pinch hitter. Looks like it's going to be number 13.
Darius.
Gaston.
Yeah.
Darius Gaston will be coming in to pinch hit for Ricky Hockett. Darius Gaston.
So he's been playing some good ball lately. He makes things happen.
A swing and a miss there by Gaston as the count goes to no balls, 1 strike. We have runners on at first and third now with no outs here in the top half of the 7th inning as the Newton Rebels are threatening. And they're down 9-0. And guys across that one going to be lifted to the shortstop correction. I thought that might be in the center field, but it not deep enough. So we have a fly out to the shortstop for out number 1. It's going to bring up the catcher, number 4, A.J. Parcero. Parcero's first time at the plate as he came in.
How about it for Newton, number 4, A.J. Parcero.
He came in for Uchi.
Yeah, came in for Uchi in the 5th inning. So Parcero's up there. The count is 1 ball, no strikes now to A.J. Parcero. And we hope that his parents, Albert and Julie, made it safely back to California.
Yeah.
As they were leaving today at noon. And
Well,
I'm sure they're back home by now.
It was great talking to him. Wasn't it, Frank? I mean, just great family. They come all this way. I know they didn't want to leave, and they're hoping that the Rebels can make the playoffs. He said he'll come right back. The dad said, I'll come right back.
Count is 1 ball, 1 strike now to Parcell. That one lifted to the first base side. It's going to be out of play. So the count will now go to 1 ball, 2 strikes. We have Bonventry on at third base and Riley on at first base. And we have 1 down here in the top half of the 7th inning as the Rebels are down 9-0 to the Mulvane Patriots. That one fastball missing outside for ball 2. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now to A.J. Parcero.
Coach Clark's putting in some of the other guys that were on the bench, and hopefully they give them a spark here.
Ball lifted into short left field. Center fielder coming in now. Oh, and he drops the ball. So a run will score from third base, and then he throws the ball to second base, and he overthrows second base from about less than 20 feet away. And so all runners will be on safely as Enzo Bonventry scores from third base. Riley moves to second base, and Parcero reaches on with an error to the center fielder.
Yeah, that's pushing. I mean, he's done a great job. He's made some great catches, and he was coming running in, and I don't know if maybe, with the lights or something, I don't know, but he usually makes that catch.
So now coming up the plate is right center fielder, number 14, Sam Cassane. And I have one down. I think Gaston. Because that scoreboard doesn't have anybody out yet. So, but there is one down with a runner on at first and second, and the score now 9-1 in favor of Mulvane. As Cassane asked for timeout and was granted the timeout. And here is.
That's a good take right there. That's inside and way down.
And my bad, but we do have a new pitcher. Looks like number 14 came in. Might take
that is Jake Cleveringa.
Jake K.
Is that how you would pronounce it there?
Cleveringa. Yeah.
Cleveringa.
Jake Cleveringa is now pitching for the Mulvane Patriots, and I apologize about that, but we were trying to change computers as for some reason I lost feed. Swing and a miss there by...
Whoa. It's quite a swing there. Yeah, a big swing. Right now I just need to get base runners, get back in this. Cleveringa from Cedar Bluff, Nebraska, 6'2", 210. Right-hander.
Here we go. All right, that one fouled off by Cassane. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes with one down.
And like I said, Frank, you can't hit an 8-run home run right now. You just got to get some runners on base, and that's all you're trying to do. Get on base. Trust each other.
Count is 2-2. There's a hard hit ball there by Cassane, but that's going to be right to the right fielder. And he makes the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, you can't do anything about that. He squared that up right after. I mean, the right fielder hardly had to move.
Bryce Zimmerman didn't hardly have to move, like you say, as he made that catch for out number 2. So, second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the second baseman, number 2, Jack Sigris. Sigris struck out his last time at the plate and has struck out 3 times and has 1 base hit. So he's 1 for 4 here this evening.
Yeah, it's probably a game he'd like to forget right now. So hopefully maybe he can pick this up right now.
That one hitting the outside corner for strike 1. So the count is no balls, 1 strike. Runners on at first and second with 2 down now, as the Rebels are down 9-1 here in the top half of the 7th inning. That breaking ball missing high for ball 1. That will even up the count now at 1-1.
That's one thing. As a coach, you're always looking for consistent players, consistent hitters.
That one fouled off by Sigris along the first base side. And the count now goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And even though Jack's having a tough night with 3 strikeouts, he's still considered one of the most consistent hitters, I believe, on this roster.
Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Sigris. That one hit hard into left field. That's going to be in for a base hit. Rounding third base is Brotman, and a throw into home is going to be over the catcher's and goes clear back to the fence, so both runners will advance. So Riley scores from second base, now takes the score to 9-2. Moving over to third base is Parcero, and Sigris is on with a base hit and an RBI, and advances on that error by the left fielder.
Number 1, Andrew Brotman.
It's going to bring up the shortstop, number 1, Andrew Brotman. So now the score is 9-2 in favor of Mulvane, but the Rebels have scored 2 runs here in the top half of the 7th inning. Good hit there by Sigris, as that was right in the gap between short and third.
And he did overswing, just and they kept that left shoulder in and just went right. Before I thought his left shoulder was flying out a little. But he stayed right with that pitch, and yeah, Frank, you're right. Nice hit.
That one missing high for ball 1. So the count will even up now at 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I think sometimes hitters, they try to do too much, especially in a situation when you're down this much, and all you got to do is just keep battling. Just keep, get on base. If it's a walk, if it's a hit batter, get on the plate. Just a little base hit.
That one missing low for ball 2. 2-1 now the count.
Because what you're trying to do, you're trying to put pressure on the defense too, which right there, threw the ball away and advanced the runners, which is huge.
Two and 1 now the count. Here's the pitch. Ball lifted foul along the first base side, so that will even up the count now at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Please return that foul ball to Kathy for a quarter.
Oh, what a change, Frank. When we first came here, all the diamonds, people were, little kids playing. Look behind me. We're the only ones playing. We're the only ones.
Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Brotman. The runner's at second and third. Ball hit into right field. That may be in. No, it was foul. That was heading down the line and just kept telling to the right side, and ends up being a long foul ball. So the count stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And Broutman had the right idea. They're pitching him away. They're pitching him away. He just tried to take it that way and hopefully hit it right down that line, and he was pretty close. Gave the crowd they got a little excited right here. Like to get these 2 runs in.
It would be nice to cut the lead almost in half. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Andrew Brotman. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss by Brotman as he goes down for the third out. But not before the Newton Rebels scored 2 runs. And we had 2 hits, and it looks like they had 3 errors.
The middle of the 7th inning, and it's time for the 7th
and 2 left on base. At the end of 6.5, it is 9-2 in favor of the Mulvane Patriots, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. This is Frank Martinez, joined along by General Manager Mark Curvella. We have a new pitcher now for the Newton Rebels. It is Rocco Armini now coming in to pitch for the Rebels. And we'll give you the final numbers on Kyle Landwehr. He came in to pitch 1 inning, gave up no hits, no runs, no errors, 1 base on balls, 1 strikeout as he faced 4 batters. So Armini now on, and then first batter that he'll be facing will be the right fielder, number 11, Bryce Zimmer. Here's Armini's first pitch, missing inside for ball 1.
Rocco's an exciting player. He's quite a personality.
High for ball 2 now.
Rocco's 6'4", 205 from Topanga, California. Moore Park College.
2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. That one in there for call strike 1. So that will take the count down to 2 balls and 1 strike.
And Cody Bellinger is his hero. He said he got the body like him. He hopes to someday develop like him. And now, I don't know if he wants to be a hitter like him, of course. But
that one missing outside for ball 3. So the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. And Armini, his parents are Artilio and Lori Armini. Ball hit to Riley at third base, but not going to be in time.
yeah.
As Zimmer reaches on a base hit. And that will bring up the center fielder, number 15, Tyler Push.
Brings up the top of the lineup, the second baseman. The center fielder, number 15, Tyler Push.
Push recorded a triple as he started off the 6th inning and ended up scoring a run. So runner on at first base. 9-2 is the score in favor of the Mulvane Patriots. And another timeout by home plate umpire for the pitch.
Well, definitely another long game, Frank.
Another long night. Of course, we did get
that's right.
So here's the pitch by Rocco. That one swing and a miss there by Push. So the count goes to no balls, 1 strike.
It's been a little longer for you because you got here pretty early today.
I did not know that the game was going to get started at 7:30 instead of 7. But that's okay. Gave us time to try to set everything up. And here's the pitch. There goes the runner to second base. Oh, watch out. Armini almost got cold-cocked there by A.J. Parcell as he threw that ball down to second base. He didn't miss him by an inch or so.
It's like one of those, you usually want to go right at the pitcher's head, obviously. Right, that's what you tell your catchers.
Yeah.
And that was midsection right there,
Armini just missed that one. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. The runner does advance to second base. There's a hard hit ball to the second baseman. He takes it on 1 bounce. He's going to go to first base for out number 1. Sigris to Andrews for the first out. A 4-3 put out. And Zimmer moves over to third base on the play.
I know it's easy to say that, isn't it?
I put down Zimmerman. For some reason, I just was thinking that, and I realized it's supposed to be Zimmer. Okay, now batting the second baseman, number 2, Brett Hawkins. There's Armini's pitch hit to the right side. It's going to be foul, and we have an error on the coach as he tried to catch that, and it hit his hands and fell off. That will not be recorded up on the scoreboard, but
no.
A mental error.
So I got older. I just let those go by, Frank.
Here's the pitch. Armini, that one missing outside for ball 1. The count will go now even at 1-1 with a runner on at third base and 1 down here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. As the Mulvane Patriots are threatening once again. And here's the pitch by Armini. That one lifted over to second baseman Sigris. Tried timing that, but he missed it. So Hawkins is on with a base hit and an RBI. And Zimmer scores from third base. Now takes the score to 10-2 in favor
Brings up the catcher
of the
number 10,
Mulvane Patriots.
Kobe Standard.
We'll bring up the catcher number 10, Kobe Standard. Hawkins was 2 for 4. Here's the pitch by Armini, missing outside for ball 1.
Yeah, definitely like to see a double play right here.
Hawkins on at first base.
Yeah, Coach Clark's trying to figure out, especially the middle relief pitchers and how that's all going. And it's, you know, he said hasn't been easy. Uh-oh.
That one lifted into center field. That is caught by Sigris. Well, that's a left-handed thrower there. Who's out there out in left field now? I mean center field.
I think that's still...
It's showing Kassane, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kassane's still out there.
25,
Okay.
Jackson.
So Kassane moved back clear to the fence and made that catch for out number 2.
Yeah, sorry about that, but Coach Clark's been putting in a lot of different players, so we weren't sure on that.
That ball hit to the second baseman. Sigris tosses over to Brotman at second base for the force out. And that's a 4-6 put out. So the bottom half of the 7th inning for the Patriots, they score 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 7 innings of play, it is the Patriots 10 and the Rebels 2, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the top half of the 8th inning.
Yeah, there we are on TV there.
Trevor Ringer is now pitching. Once again, he came in the last inning. I didn't give you the final numbers for Peachin. He went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, had 3 base on balls, 5 strikeouts as he faced 10 batters. Leading off for the Newton Rebels here in the top half of the 8th inning is first baseman number 21, Lincoln Andrews. Will be the first batter. Andrews is 2 for 3 here tonight. That ball hit to the second baseman, Hawkins. Hawkins goes over to Paris for out number 1. So a 4-3 put out for the first out here in the top half of the 8th inning. It's going to bring up the right fielder number 23, Joey Martinez.
And Hawkins was playing over there, Frank. Like, looking for Andrews to pull the ball and right in that hole right there between first and second.
So Martinez is up with 1 down here in the top half of the 8th inning. The first pitch and popped up in the infield. The catcher looks like he's not going to be able to get to it as he got under it, but not able to make the catch, and it falls in for a base hit.
Yeah, that's a tough play right there, but
I don't think he ever touched that.
No, nobody touched it.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe the first baser or somebody could help right there.
Yeah, looks like the pitcher looked at the catcher, and the catcher went out to try to get that, but was not able to get under it.
But the third baseman came all the way across, too, you know. So, I mean, it's...
So Martinez is on with a base hit, brings up the designated hitter, number 17, Enzo the Boom Bonventry. Fastball, that ball hit to the third baseman. Mackey goes to second to Hawkins and over to first to Paris for the double play. That was a hard hit ball there by Bonventry, but right to Mackey on one bounce, and they were able to turn to double play. So a 5-4-3 put out for the third out. At the end of 7.5, it is the Patriots 10 and the Rebels 2, and we'll be right back.
Leading off the bottom of 8th now for the Patriots, the first baseman, number 19, Easton Parish.
And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball as we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. The score 10-2 in favor of the Mulvane. That ball hits the right-hand side. That is Easton Parish. Lincoln Andrews will make the play unassisted at first base. Going to bring up the third baseman, number 12, Jack Mackey. Mackey now coming up to the plate.
Now batting for the Patriots, the third baseman, number 12, Jack Mackey.
Mackey is 2 for 4 here tonight in the ball game. Here's Armini's pitch, missing outside for ball 1.
Mackey from Andover, Kansas, 5'7", 170.
Count is 1 ball, 1 strike now to Mackey. That one fouled off to the right-hand side, so that will take the count now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 now the count with 1 down here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. That one fouled off by Mackey. And the count stays at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Mackey being pesky right here, just trying to keep the bat on the ball.
For some reason I stop hearing you and myself. I can't hear it. There's a pitch. That one looked good, but It is called a ball on the outside corner. So the count will go down to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Umpire had a different angle than we did. That one fouled off by Mackey. So the count stays 2-2.
It's kind of like he's doing a Tony Gwynn, just keep fouling off the ball. Hopefully he's not like Tony Gwynn and gets a base hit. It's amazing what Gwynn used to do. They used to say he'd foul it off, foul it off, foul it off, and then boom, base hit, got the pitch he liked.
So Jack Mackey up there now. As we are in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 10-2 is the score in favor of the Mulvane Patriots. And here's
foul ball.
Pitch once again fouled off by Mackey.
But you notice what he's doing, Frank. It was 2-strike approach. He's just keeping it short, just getting the barrel out there. He's not trying to overswing and because what that does, usually, you get that pitch count up it doesn't matter right now in this inning, but usually that's what it does. It gets that pitch count up.
That one missing inside, so the count will go full now at 3-2. I'd like to remind you that the Newton Rebels will be facing the Mulvane Patriots tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock as we have the Sunflower Collegiate League showcase at the Eck with 2 ball games. That ball lifted into right field. It falls in front of Martinez as he was hustling in, knew he wasn't going to be able to get to it, so he slowed down, and the ball falls in for a base hit. It's going to bring up the shortstop, number 9, Kobe DeVille. Got me a little friend here.
Yeah.
So the count, DeVille is now up with the runner on at first base and 1 down here in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
He's having a pretty good night with 2 walks and a
ball hit right back up the middle. That's going to be in for a base hit by DeVille. Rounding second base is Mackey, but stops as the ball comes in over to third base. So DeVille is on with his second hit of the ball game.
Yeah, Sagers gave it a good, he gave it a good try there, diving, getting dirty right there, but just out of his glove reach.
Abshire.
Going to bring up the designated hitter number 6, Matt Abshire.
Yeah, another Patriot with a good night with 2 hits.
First pitch hit to the Lachlan Ross goes to second base for the forced out, and then over to first for the double play. So the Newton Rebels turn that double play on a 5-4, 5-4-3 for the third out. So the bottom half of the 8th inning for the Patriots, they score no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. At the end of 8 innings of play, it is the Mulvane Patriots 10 and the Newton Rebels 2, and we'll be right back. And we welcome you back to Newton Rebels Baseball. Frank Martinez, your play-by-play announcer, joined by General Manager Mark Cavallo as we go to the top half of the 9th inning. The score is 10-2 in favor of Mulvane. Leading off will be the third baseman, number 5, Nolan Riley. Oh, it's hit by pitch.
Good start right there.
So,
we see him score 6 runs, 7 runs. I believe, Frank. Can they score 8? We'll find out.
So hit by pitch is Riley. He'll be going over to the first base. That will bring up the left fielder, number 13, Darius Gaston.
And that's one thing right there. Riley had a pretty good approach. He was on top of the plate, and he's going to make that pitcher, throw a strike.
Gaston steps out. Called timeout. So clever ringer now ready to go. That one missing high for ball 1.
See, I would have it, me personally, I would have everybody at least get on the plate, take a strike, make the pitcher work, get some runners on. You never know with one big hit, who knows? Momentum.
Here's the pitch. That one lifted foul over the first base dugout. So the count will even up now at 1 ball, 1 strike. Riley on at first base as he started off for the hits batsman. Here in the top half of the 9th inning, 10-2 the score. Rebels need base runners. That one also fouled off by Gaston.
Yeah, he's just a little behind it right there.
And the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I didn't bring my bug spray, and I'm starting to get bit now.
Yeah, they're around us.
And we got another timeout by home plate umpire. One and 2 the count, and here's the pitch. That one, call strike 3 as that one hits the outside corner for out number 1.
Yes,
Gaston goes down looking. It's going to bring up the catcher, number 4, A.J. Parcero.
That's one thing the umpire has been calling that all night, Frank. I mean, it's just
number 4, A.J. Parcero.
Yeah, he's been real consistent with his calls.
That outside part.
So Parcero coming up to the plate. That one lifted into right center field. That may be in for extra bases. As Jack goes clear to the fenced area and stopping. Here comes Riley at the plate, and he gets thrown out at home plate. And A.J. Parcero is in with a double. And we have 2 outs now.
Yeah, that was a perfect execution on the defense. And Riley was running hard. It's just that they made a good cut and a good throw.
The center fielder, number 14, Sam.
Yeah, Coach Red Clark is sending him all the way. Brings up the center fielder, number 14, Sam Cassane. So now there's 2 down here in the top half, 9th inning. A hard hit ball there by Sam Cassane. Moving back is Zimmer, and he gets under it, makes the catch for out number 3. And that is the ball game with the final score. The Mulvane Patriots 10 and the Newton Rebels 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much for coming out and watching the broadcast. We apologize about all the outages, but for some reason, that's just what happens. All right, the line for the Newton Rebels, they scored 2 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. And for the Mulvane, they scored 10 runs on 12 hits and 4 errors. And don't forget that the Newton Rebels will be in action tomorrow evening as they face the Mulvane Patriots at the Sunflower Collegiate League Showcase at the ECK. The game time is set for 5 p.m. tomorrow. They are the first game out of a doubleheader.
Frank, I was going to say, it's 1-1 right now with these guys, and it's essential that the Rebels win the series. So this game tomorrow, we need you guys to come on out, root the Rebels on, because this is going to be a very important game right there in Wichita Stadium. It should be good games, the next 2 games, don't you think?
I think so, yeah. They've been very competitive, except for tonight's game that just, we gave them at least 4 or 5 runs on wild pitches or pass balls, and just can't give a good team runs, and that's exactly what happened tonight. So we want to thank you all for joining us. Don't forget, tomorrow's game starts at 5 o'clock. Not sure whether it's going to be on the Newton KS Rebels webpage, or the channel. If it's not all there, it will be on the Sunflower League Collegiate League channel on YouTube.
We'll be there.
Okay,
Hey guys,
we'll be there. And like I say, we're not sure if we're going to run it yet or not, but we're hoping to, and have not been asked to PA. Usually when we play there, I get asked to PA, but have not been asked yet to do that. So if they don't call me and ask me to PA, we're going to try to get it on air tomorrow evening. So this is Frank Martinez, joined along by Mark Carvalho. Wish you a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. The final score of the Mulvane Patriots 10 and the Newton Rebels 2. We'll see you tomorrow night.